Welcome back for the last and final time today for Day 5 of America's Starladder Season 10 coverage. We've got SNA versus Not Today. I'm Zyori once again, joined by Blaze. Home stretch, buddy. How we feeling? What are you thinking coming into our final match here?
I think this might be the best one yet, honestly. I mean, Not Today is such an interesting team to watch. We're going to see the Smash Brewmaster come out, so that's always fun. And Singing Assassins really is one of those teams that, I mean, they really have the heart of Liquid behind them. I mean, TC, Fluff and Stuff, IX Mike, all just, I mean, obviously Way 2 was also a member, but not all kind of synced up there. So no matter the case, they have a great set of North American players and are really just keeping the fire complexity Liquid heart and trying to bring it to this one.
I know what you mean with the heart of liquid, but that just sounds like such an insult. The inverse of a heart of gold. Man, that guy, he's just got a heart of liquid. That
Gold can be
son of a
liquid too.
bitch.
It's an element, dude.
But yeah, you're right. This is probably going to be one of the more even matchups today.
Time.
Right now, the SNA roster is TC, Fluff, Mike, Ush, and Way 2. It looks like our overlay is updated appropriately. They have no stand-ins, and TC is doing the drafting here today. And on the Radiant side, of course, it is not today. Apparently, they're in it for
Radiant
tomorrow.
team pick.
They have Ewo doing the drafting here, and is that Mystico just not tagged
Yeah.
up properly? I guess so. Yeah. All right. Oh, I see it at the end there. All right. So yeah, no stand-ins here. This should be a good one.
Yeah, very interesting. We're gonna see the draft in phase one kind of evolve the way you'd expect it to. Smash loves his brew. Skywrath and Void are the
10
counter picks
seconds
times two.
remaining.
So the final pickup for Not Today here was
5
the Doom,
seconds
and
remaining.
they were able to kind of give it so that essentially if they can get a good opener with
Reserve
their
time.
ultimates, then they're going to be guaranteeing lots of fights. But Void has tons of potential here to just kind of throw a wrench in the works, get a good chrono down onto 2 or 3, and obviously they have the follow up there. Wraith King isn't the best hero to go along with that, but he isn't one of those heroes that just shrugs off the Doom, doesn't have to worry about his impact so much. Still up against the
Dire
Vengeful
team
Spirit, that's going to be some good range of initiation, some good stuns, lockdown in general, and the aura actually really helps the Brewmaster here. Getting the Vengeance aura is going to make it so the Pandas hit very hard indeed, and against low armor heroes like the Skywrath, he's going to drop pretty quick.
Yep, that's for sure. You mentioned the Wraith King, Faceless Void. Yeah, not the best, but still okay. And I think against the Doom, it is certainly a warranted pickup and
10
makes
seconds
up for
remaining.
whatever he lacks with synergy with that Faceless Bad
5
Daddy.
seconds remaining.
Other picks coming out here, they will need either, well, probably an offlaner. There you go. Nature's Prophet to get a little bit of
Radiant
pushing
team
power
pick.
for the sneaky Nyx Assassins, which will leave them with probably their mid remaining with this fifth and final pick. On the side of Not Today, they will probably want to pick up their second support here.
Yeah. Haven't seen that good of a game from Ike's Mike's Prophet. I've seen him play it a couple times and it didn't work out that well, but all the same, I mean, if you want a hero that can just do a lot all around and contribute a lot, it's going to be Furion. I mean, obviously
10
he's going to be
seconds
picked off a
remaining.
few times here and there, but just a wave of terror, maybe a swap or a stun,
5 seconds
making it so that he
remaining.
can't like TP defensively. But if he gets a Blink Dagger and starts moving actively, then he'll be fine. The
Reserve
one thing I
time.
want to see him shy away from here is this kind of recent flavor
Dire
multi
team
null tally
ban.
blade mill buildup where
Ugh.
essentially he's just going to get I mean, like, I can see it working in a lot of games, but this one, not so much. He's not going to do anything if he gets doomed. Brewmaster won't care about Blade Mail, obviously, and I don't know. I would really rather him see just a Blink Dagger and
10
make
seconds
him
remaining.
that much more ratty when it comes down to trying to get towers while the team fights
5
elsewhere.
seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
The Null Tally Blade Mail build can be okay, but I'm still not a
Reserve
big fan of
time.
it. I haven't seen it work too well in most of the competitive games we've seen, and partially because you can kind of just ignore the Nature's Prophet when he pops the Blade Mail. He's
Radiant
not one of those
team
heroes
ban.
that you have to focus down. He doesn't have a taunt or anything like that, so it just feels like a
Dire
wasted
team
investment
pick.
more often than not. Again, mostly in the competitive games we've seen. I'm sure it works a little bit better in pubs when people are a little more clueless, but it seems like the games that we've cast so far with it, it's just the transition into Maelstrom Blink is when the Nature's Prophet really comes online, and it seems like the Blade Mail was just not a very worthy pit stop. But that's just my 2 cents. Maybe I talked about PPD about it too long, because I know he's not a fan of it either. But well, we'll see
10
here.
seconds-
Morphling and
10 seconds
Gyrocopter, the
remaining.
final two bands coming out here. Interesting to see a Gyrocopter
5
band for the first
seconds
time today.
remaining.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure exactly what that's about. A solo mid gyro maybe could have come
Reserve
into play. I
turret.
don't think they would have like mid the Fury and offlane the Void and put him in the safe lane for the gyro. So it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Guess it's really good at
10
killing off the
seconds
pandas. That's
remaining.
frustrating. So he doesn't. Smash really just doesn't want to be
5 seconds
having his
remaining.
presence negated, having to drop down early or anything like that. But a similar type of hero is going to come out for SNA.
Radiant
So they're going to
team
pick up the
pick.
Luna here, and this
Ooh.
might mean that it is going to be an offlane Void and a mid Furion.
Okay, it will be Mike that picks the voids. You're right on that front. And yeah, Ush on the position 1 Luna. Mid Furion is not that crazy. We've seen it happen quite a few times, and it can work okay. He can certainly be a lane dominator with all those little creeps and can be irritating and should be able to find a decent amount of CS. So not too bad. It allows Furion some farm priority as well. And you can always do the old switcheroo and let him retreat into the jungle and have somebody else take over the lane if you need somebody that needs to find some farm, which is another strategy that I've seen
Prepare
at least
for
once or
battle.
twice work out in the ranks of Starladder. The dire side off-lane Void, always a little bit more difficult, and Mike may run the risk of getting totally zoned out here. It will be a safe lane try, it looks like, for Not Today in the bottom. Masoku will be on the Sand King, Iwa will be on the position 1 Lone Druid, and Mystico here on the Vengeful Spirit. So yeah, Mike's going to have his work cut out for him. Though it seems like SNA will do a 2-1-2 at least to get started. Fluff on the Skywrath headed down bottom, and that will put Ush up top on the Luna with our buddy Way Too Sexy here on the Wraith King.
Looking over at Not Today, that's going to leave us with the supports handled by Mystico. That's Vengeful Spirit. Going to be seeing Masoku play the Sand King. They're going to be supporting up Ewo's Lone Druid. The Doom will be
30
played by
seconds to
Mihawk,
battle.
and of course, that's going to be your Smash on your Brewmaster, looking to control the mid lane, get some early CS, and really make things happen. So I really think this game comes down to two prime players here. It's going to be Smash on the Brewmaster and Ike's Mike on the Void. Not only is it going to be tough for him to survive in the laning phase, but Mike needs to make sure these Chronos are on point. Not just because of how impactful that spell can be in general and how great it is for shutting down a couple of these heroes, but because if he does it poorly, then Ush isn't going to be in auto attack range of heroes because of his very, very short range, only 330. And as well, the Epicenter can come in and just really turn it against you for the most part if Masoku's on point. So really have to be delicate about how you use that and make sure you use it very precisely. For now, Mike, just digging into the trees a little bit, and we'll see if he can actually leech from the lane. But with that dire Observer Ward, it looks like he's just going to be seeing what's up and moving out to a more active lane position.
Yeah, Observer Ward's good for seeing what's up. I like that. We'll see TC, though, having a little bit of trouble coming his way in the mid. His Vengeful Spirit will spend some time supporting the Smash. He does go for that first point in the crit, the Drunken Brawler here, and will do the best he can in terms of CS. TC should have an okay time here, and all things considered, I think it will be a fairly even trade in the mid lane. So it will be a 2-1-2 for Nyx Assassins, at least out of the gate. They haven't rotated around yet. That will at least ensure Mike a baseline of experience. We'll still struggle to find a huge amount of farm with the Spirit Bear in the fray. He can be pretty irritating to deal with, and we see them putting a lot of damage into the Bear and already coming out of the lane and forcing a time walk out of Mike as they can't take the damage from Big Bad Bear.
Yeah, they really can't deal with this bear because like Fluff has 44 right-click damage, which half of that is about nullified from the Stout Shield. So the fact that he only has 0 armor makes it him an easy target for the bear to trade hits with, and it's not going to go great. But even though the lane isn't going to be that effective, it doesn't really matter all that much because they're getting great control of the enemy jungle. They've got 1 Sentry Ward down that's going to block out 2. This Magic Bush for you. And with that, the Sand King isn't going to be able to stack too much. He tried to stack the northwestern camp, but failed. And it's actually interesting because now Mihawk's the one to be farming that up. They are going to try to go for a gank. The Magic Missile should come out onto Mike here, but he does have that Time Walk. We'll see if he can get it off.
Yeah, they don't stagger the stuns too well, and yeah, he'll be able to make it back very easily. Pretty much simultaneous stuns between the Magic Missile and the Burrow Strike. Even if they staggered them to the max potency there, I think Mike still would have been okay. They just didn't seem to have enough right click. No points in backtrack quite yet, and he will just salve up and go right back towards the lane. So 3 CS up on him, but he is at least halfway through level 2. Certainly good news there. Mihawk, as you mentioned, has already moved into the jungle. Boots first will make his jungling experience a little bit more difficult, but here he will luck out and find a Wild Wing, so he will have that option to stack up and then drop the Tornado for a lot of easy farm.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I have to say about this, and in general, it's not positive for NOT. The fact that Doom isn't confident going in 1v2 against just a Wraith King Luna and just at least leeching experience there seems a little bit awkward to me. And the aspect of like, yeah, you get a Wild Wing, you can stack up, but those stacks kind of, in my opinion, belong to the Sand King. Masoku would love to get his early Blink Dagger to really go for counter initiation. Luna's a hero that is very susceptible to getting Epi burrowed on, so I kind of feel like it's almost a priority to get Masoku that blink, but as he is, dedicated to the lane, not finding any kills yet, and Mihawk's the one leeching. Finally makes his way back up top, though, just Prankle Boots, the Armor Aura, and a Clarity. And now that'll leave Masoku to pick up the pieces of the jungle.
Yeah. Lone Druid finding a baseline of farm here, doing okay, I guess, considering how much this lane is being contested, doing pretty damn well, but Luna is the one really in free farm heaven right now. 20 CS in 3.5 minutes, just about a perfect rotation from Ush. Has already picked up his Basilius and Boots of Speed. May want to go for a Midas here. Based on how much space he has in lane, I think this would be a good Midas game for him, but time will tell. Mid lane, looking like they could set up a gank onto TC. Sand King is smoked up on the high ground. Only level 2, so that means 1 point in Burrow Strike, and, well, has to get pretty damn close to make this happen, and TC with beautiful positioning here will not be too susceptible. Smoke will expire momentarily, and I was thinking he may scout this out with a Treant, but no. Up top, now Mihawk takes a Lucent Beam as well as a Wraithfire Blast. He'll be okay for now. Complement to that Wild Wing in the belly gives him a nice bit of armor with the Tranquil Boots. Not super susceptible to this, the damage, but they've got enough magic damage to bring him down. And okay, I spoke too soon. They'll finish him off as Ush draws the first blood. I thought the dude.
Oh, mid lane smash going down quickly. We'll try to bottle up away from the Arcane Bolt, but one more looking to come through. No, doesn't get in range for that last cast due to nighttime. So, yeah, the damage up top, it's very easy to underestimate. The Lunar Blessing there, bonus damage for both Luna as well as Wraith King, and since he spent so much time roaming between the jungle and his actual lane, he's just underleveled, plain and simple. Like the Tranquil Boots, the Wild Wing, he gets a lot of armor, but even still, he's only a level 3 hero and just not as beefy as he'd like to be, especially with the level 1 Scorched Earth.
Yeah, and it's also a lot of magic damage coming out too. They had 2 full rotations. That's double Wraithfire Blast, double level 3 Lucent Beam. The magic damage adds up. So having 7 armor is great, but with that, you just need to be a little more cautious about your positioning, I suppose. And in the terms of, or from the perspective of Not Today, the worst possible hero to give that first blood to, because Ush is already leading the last hits, off to a great start, and now he'll have Power Treads and Basilius at the 5-minute mark. Could have had a really fast Midas here, and to be frank, I'm a little bit surprised to see him go straight for the Power Treads. Maybe a sign that the Sneaky Nyx Assassin's doing to be a little more aggressive, but his farm has been so amazing that I think he could have had the Midas and had the Power Treads in a pretty timely manner anyhow.
Yeah, there definitely was a window where he could just have his cake and eat it too, where he could get the benefits of the Midas. Actually, bottom, Vengeful Spirit is going to get the stun on Mike. He is going to go for the time walk away, but Burrow Strike, backtrack.
Oh, the backtrack. RNGesus on the side of IX Mike today, ladies and gentlemen. Cheese and crackers.
Just not taking hardly any damage there. Able to tango back up, no problem at all. Very nice.
That is a value point, Blaze. 1 point in that backtrack. And
oh, they're going to kill Mystico too. They just jump on him. He's slow. He's crawling away. Masoku will come in for the burrow, but only hits onto Fluff, and already the Wrath of Nature turning around a lot of damage. There's going to be the Sandstorm to keep him up, and the last right click will kill off Fluff and stuff, but even still, losing out your Venge when you're just trying to put that much pressure out. Essentially a 1-for-1 exchange, but the farm's going to the heroes that they wanted on. The Luna, the Void, getting huge, and now up top, diving. The Primal Split comes out, but Ush looks to fall.
Yep, they did finish off the Doom, so Ush didn't die for nothing. And he will pay for his hyper-extension here, TC as well, and Not Today will get a cleanup. That will tie it up 3-3 here at the 6-minute mark, but Luna still was able to buy before she went down, grabbed herself a Helm of Iron Will, and minimizing her losses there. Going straight for the HOD, it looks like, which means she'll be able to stack up some Ancients, farm the jungle a little more effectively with that lifesteal, and will accelerate that farm without a Midas. So still a pretty good item pickup there. And good news for Not Today, as Smash finds a lot of momentum with
the
those
Treant gets the last hit on the tower. There was one left. 2 heroes, but no.
That's bad news.
Easy gold.
Yeah, but Smash is close to a Blink Dagger on this brew. He will get smoked up with Masoku, but those string of kills will really help out his momentum after kind of a slow start in the mid lane.
Yep, 2 smokes going through, Masoku and Brewmaster trying to make something happen, but TC is not the easiest target. He is going to be going for this null tally build. Whether he goes for Blade Mail or maybe just like a Crystallis or something for the right-click damage, we'll have to see.
3 null tallies? Ooh.
Yeah. Congrats. But we do see the stun underway too. He gets clapped down, and that's obviously before it's level 6. So a nice little pick off there with the limited amount of mana that Smash did have.
Yep. That will make it 4-3, and they'll try to find Ush. This is a big dive, but they should be able to find him. Yeah, there's the Scud to get out with a Wave of Terror, and this 4-hero rotation will prove successful. A dead Luna, and it is Mihawk who gets the kill.
Yeah, that's nice BCD.
Gold boost going his way, and not today. Getting some more momentum as Smash now will have enough for his Blink Dagger in just a couple of seconds here.
Chronosphere is available on bottom, will be committed immediately. Fluff doesn't really have the full follow through, but with the Wrath of Nature, they have this kill for sure, and they can turn it into a tier 1 tower push as well. 7 seconds on Nature's Call. They're just going to get more across the map. It's the same effective kill as the Luna for the Lone Druid, but on top of that, they're going to be able to get some tower momentum. So really nice for SNA as a whole, and it's going to be more and more difficult for NOT to prevent these from happening. If this Sand King had space to farm up his Blink, that'd be great, but right now it's Brewmaster as the only one to really have a stake in these fights.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yep. Yes, sir. Looking at the gold graph here, Nyx Assassins with a pretty sizable gold lead of 3,000 and small experience edge. Nothing too crazy, but in their favor. I'm still caught up on the 3 Null Tallies. Usually it's the 2 Null Talismans into the Blade Mail, if that's the build that he's going for here, and it's just so rare to see a 3rd Null Talisman. At that point, you're starting to feel diminishing returns of just your investment there. But with 1,500 gold up on him, I'm really curious to see where TC goes from here. If it is, in fact, the Blade Mail, or if he just moves straight into something like a Maelstrom.
Yeah, I'd prefer to see a Crystallis here because of how much base damage he has right now. 108 per right-click, just a casual crit would go a long way, but depends if he really feels he needs the attack speed after he picked up the treads. It is going to be a Mithril Hammer, so we aren't going to see the Blade Mail build up. That obviously would imply the Maelstrom is going to be coming out soon. So nice little pickup in general, and very cost-effective. Once he finishes that item, like some of the most cost-effective items you can pick up.
Yeah. All right. So Sneaky Nyx Assassin still grabbing momentum here. What's Ewo working on? He's got a set of Tranquil Boots. The bear has Phase, Stout Shield, and an Orb of Venom. So nothing too crazy, just trying to come online. I doubt he'll be trying to pull up for a Radiance. It'd be great if he could farm it up, but I just don't reckon that the Sneaky Nyx Assassins will give him the space for it. And may just have to go for something more like a Maelstrom coming out on that bear and some Bashers, something quite like that.
Yeah, that seems to be appropriate here. He's got the boots so that he can stay on target with that pretty nicely. And yeah, it's just going to be making sure that the bear can stay active and alive. Vengeful Spirit going to get picked off quite clearly. And yeah, this is just going to be, anytime they get a pick off, they can do something with it. They can go look at Roche, they can look at tier 1s. It's yeah, already Mike opening up on it.
Yeah. And even the Nature's Prophet getting the kill with the Wrath of Nature there. So now he's very close to his Maelstrom, just needs the Gloves of Haste. This Roche, looking at the Radiant Vision, they do have some intel here, but just not enough. This is kind of the line of vision. And the Sneaky Nyx Assassins did live up to their name here as they snuck in through the fog. With the lifesteal as well as all of the treants, this is a pretty easy Roche. Not today. We'll start to rotate over. They scattered out with the bear, but by the time it gets here, Roche is basically already dead. They'll stun up the bear and continue right-clicking it down, and they might be able to get a nice little golden experience boost. Luna will get 300 gold for that as Roche falls and she grabs the Aegis. So that's a double win for the Sneaky Nyx Assassins here. Basically a hero kill's worth of gold from that bear.
Yeah, it also means that if the Lone Druid dies within the next 2 minutes, they're going to be losing a lot more than just 300 gold over the opponent. The Lone Druid is just going to be useless in his farming potential. Smash missing the clap. Actually looks for a big opener there and just doesn't get it. Now getting chronoed, and there's the Mystic Flare. Nice swap from Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah, Masoku coming in as well, and Mike will be forced to time walk back. Damage coming out on Not Today, but not enough for a kill. Now Fluff will TP home. Smash comes forward. The Skywrath will be able to make it out, but Mike won't be so lucky. Time walk, or pardon me, backtrack won't save him that time, and doesn't even try to TP home.
Yeah, he actually backtracked a crit and a subsequent auto attack. So this 1 point is like the most valuable I've seen a backtrack, but we have seen more ridiculous things when you see it maxed out, and there have been
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Skype just crashed.
Dire's structures
Picnic.
are fortified.
Ah, shit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All right, we're going to try not to miss any action while I get my Skype back and my co-caster in here. You have to solo... Come on, Skype, you got to do more than that for me. Oh, team fight breaking out in the mid lane. Mike will time walk forward. And no, it won't break out. All right, let's see here. Let's get back into Skype. Come on now, little doggy. Oh, jeez.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Blaze, hello. Check 1, 2.
There we go.
Welcome back. Yeah, my Skype crashed. Sorry about that, friend.
No problem. I thought there was going to be some activity, but there really didn't turn out to be anything. The Eclipse is a great tool to use in this case for chasing, but they just didn't have the stuns in range to actually force NOT to hold their ground. So in the end, everybody falls back. We do have still that Primal Split and double damage rune available on Smash, and yeah, we really need to see something out of him fast, because every time that they just wait out the next Chrono, it's another potential death. They do get actually back and forth between him and Fluff, but yeah, Smash able to get the last right click. That dewarding maybe not worth its investment.
Yeah, he will burn the double damage rune, but finds an easy kill there and does it without the Primal Split. So good news for the Brewmaster. Mike just about to have his upgraded mask here going for the Mask of Madness, so his Chrono will be a little more potent when he starts throwing those right clicks. Wraith King just finding a baseline of farm up top, has picked up his power treads now. In the mid, looks like a fight may break out as the Chrono comes. As they pressure the tower, TP's forward, Luna off to the side, burns the Eclipse, Smash the first to go down, and Mihawk taking a lot of damage here as well. He will get finished off. It's a 2-0 to get things started. Masoku caught inside of the Sprout, and the sneaky Nyx Assassin's just destroying right now. Ush takes the Doom, but there's just no follow-up damage, so it's basically a wasted ultimate. They'll finish off the Venge, and they get the Bear. So the Druid himself survives, but that was a pretty big swing of momentum. 4-0 exchange, a Tier 1 tower, and a Spirit Bear to boot.
Yeah, really, really good exchange, and now they just can be so active across the map. I mean, if they were confident with just our Aegis alone, now they're able to just go ahead and just main mode towards the Tier 2. I mean, obviously the Chronosphere is a pretty big cooldown to bring to the table, Eclipse as well, but just the fact that they're getting all this experience and continue to limit Masoku's gold gains. If Masoku had a Blink Dagger, these fights would be so different, but as it is, he just can't get into the fight the way he wants to. Lone Druid is kind of turned into a non-factor despite being their #1, and they really have just kind of shut down everything that NOT were looking to do with this early game. Still, when the mid to late comes out, it's anybody's game with the potential for Doom to just essentially take a hero out of the fight, and obviously we've seen what Smash can do with that Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, there unfortunately Mihawk doomed the Luna after the Eclipse came out, so she's already dropped a good bit of her arsenal and still able to commence the right clicks and feel the benefits of that lifesteal. Just not an ideal usage of the ultimate, but they will get the Tier 1 tower in the mid, and that will be enough to secure the Blink Dagger on both the Sand King and the Doombringer. So steps in the right direction here. Doom will even halt the progression towards the Drum of Endurance and just stop off right away for a Blink Dagger. So this is good news, and maybe this next fight will go a little bit differently now that the Sand King has a longer reach on his initiation power and Epicenter is an actual threat. Still about a 10,000 gold, 7,500 experience lead for the Dire side as the sneaky Nyx Assassins do group up about the bottom lane and put some pressure on this Tier 1 tower. Masoku channeling the Epi, will blink forward and goes straight onto IX Mike. Will have enough to bring him down, and the rest of the sneaky Nyx Assassins will be in retreat mode. Doom looking to throw the ultimate, but gets silenced by Fluff, and that'll make it a 1-for-1. Smash thinking about popping forward with his Blink Dagger and Primal Split, but will think twice, and that's where this fight will end. A Void for Doom exchange. The tower will fall into deny range as this one last range creep lays into it, and now Not Today should be able to deny this if they're so inclined, and nope, they don't seem to be interested.
Yeah, so it's just really difficult to fight from this position. With the Furion right-clicking so hard, he's essentially accomplishing what the Lone Druid wants to, but is unable to. Oh, the nuke's coming out. They just need one more to connect onto the Spirit Bear. Will it be enough damage? I think he mitigates too much for this, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be a kill on the Bear. Yeah, not even
half.
Close. But the Bear is pretty close to having his Maelstrom complete. That's good
Radiant's
news.
bottom tower has been
Nice deny
denied.
too. Nature's Prophet just kind of leaving that one there. He goes ahead and is farming up in the jungle, but the Treants were trying to push down the bottom lane, and Smash is there to claim it for their own. So that's all well and good if they're going to try to mount a comeback. But for now, they have to wait for the Epicenter to come off cooldown. They have to just pick their battles very carefully, because if you look at the vision across the map, SNA just have a full understanding of exactly where NOT are going to be, with or without smoke.
Yeah, they've got 2 wards in the jungle and then a nice lane ward here in the mid. They have a pretty damn good idea. Radiant side They only have 2 wards down. They've got an observer in this bottom lane, which really isn't giving them a hell of a lot of intel. Then they've got one up here near the top rune, though. Not really giving them a huge amount of vision either. A little bit into this area of the jungle. They see Nature's Prophet farm it away, but won't be too game-breaking. He now has a Blink Dagger, picked up the Mjolnir recipe, and TC will just be farming towards his Hyperstone now to grab, of course, that final lightning piece. And even the Faceless Void looks like he might be going for a Maelstrom here. Has just some Gloves of Haste picked up now following that Mask of Madness. Pretty standard stuff on him. Whoa, up in the top lane. They almost catch the Nature's Prophet. He'll blink into the tree line. And down bottom, they actually almost catch the Void as well as Doom blinks forward.
Yep,
2 close calls.
Dire Observer Ward's OP. They're going to be able to see them coming, and even with the Blink Dagger, you can't close the distance on Mike. Now he's looking to go in, gets the Chrono. No! The Blink out. Now he's going to go for it. Gets the Chrono right before the Doom, and then Mask of Madness is active too. Epicenter coming in, trying to turn it around, but Mihawk's still going to go down even after the Doom.
He throws the ultimate out onto Mike, but the damage from Masoku is not enough. He will go into Sandstorm mode, and Mike should be able to survive this, I think. No, they'll have to deny him. All right. Still, they do deny it, though. Mitigate the income for the Doombringer. Now they're going on to Masoku. They burn a smoke, and there's the Primal Split from the Panda. That'll help zone him out. Puts the Skeleton King up in the Tornado, and Fluff will just try to commit for this kill, knowing that he's dead anyhow. Trying to make the best out of a sticky situation. Another Tornado out on old Wraith King here. And now he'll get hit by the boulder. He does have a Reincarnate available. Will get swapped by the Venge. TC coming in to try and lay in a few right clicks, but really doesn't want to commit too hard right here. Way2 coming back up. Not much that he can do. And Prophet will be forced just to blink back.
Back over mid. Ush is being pursued. He has quite a bit of move speed, though, with this Manta style, so even the Blink Burrow is going to be hard-pressed to catch up. Ush goes into the tree line, but Masoku has a small opening, goes for the Burrow Strike, and connects. Ush is going down.
Yeah, beautifully done. Masoku with a close call there, but we'll catch him and finish him off, and not today. We'll grab a couple of kills around the map. Still, they keep finding these little pickoffs, but they're not really finding any objectives and not really finding that much space to farm. Still a solid 8,000 gold, 5,000 experience lead, as the Sneaky Nyx Assassins have just been finding superior farm around the map.
Yeah, it's definitely true that SNA have been generally better about keeping farm up and being more efficient about it. The Ancient Stacks were tapped into a little bit ago too, so yeah, obviously Ush is going to be moving forward with his item progression, but still in NOT's position where they had such a painful early game that they weren't actually able to get anything out of half of their lanes, it's just like, it's okay that they're just going to be getting kills for experience because they're still killing high-value targets like that level 13 Luna.
Yeah, the Bear does have the Maelstrom complete, and Iwo is up to about 1,800 gold, so we'll see if he just goes straight into Mjolnir or what item progression he looks for, but the Druid is at least finding some farm now, and actually the net worth leader for Not Today, which is certainly good news for them. They have their 3 Blink Daggers up across the Doom, Sand King, and Brewmaster, and of course they've got Vengeful Spirit here as they group up and start to posture for some aggression, though. They will not find anyone on the Sneaky Nyx Assassins as they are farming away in their jungle, and actually farming in the Radiant jungle as well.
Yeah, so like you said, just controlling the map more effectively and getting more in general out of it. This just means as things drag on, as NOT refuses to act, SNA are going to be pulling ahead, especially since they have some really good late game heroes. Still, we're going to see the aggression, the Observer Ward behind the tower, and just the push when they know that nobody's coming to defend. So Fortify is up, TPs are available, but they choose to let this one go and just try to get more across the map. Technically, it's hard to come back from that about 1,000 gold gain NOT is going to pick up from it, but it's going to be manageable still. They have great Observer Wards. They're very active, and they can just turn this into a series of kills and maybe even the tier 2 right here.
Yeah, Nyx Assassins did use their glyph to try to slow down the push. Radiant side have a glyph of their own if they want to mount a defense. And now might not be a bad time as the Brewmaster just picked up his Aghanim Scepter and will have a bit more damage to bring out onto the fray. Tier 2 tower taking a lot of damage from the Luna Illusions. They'll pop the glyph, but in comes the Chrono. That's a dead Sand King and a dead Lone Druid to get things started. TC's the one to take the Doom, but he can just stand there and commence the right clicks. The Primal Split will press forward and do some damage here. The swap onto TC, but those null tallies coming in handy here as he's just commencing the right click damage. Sneaky Nyx Assassin will take a lot of casualties. There was a buyback from the Druid to help clean things up. Now Luna holding on to that Eclipse the whole time will pop it. The Bear helping absorb some of the damage, as will the creeps, and Ush maybe biting off more than he can chew here as Ewo taking some damage. Buyback from TC to get back into the fray. They won't bring down Ewo, but Smash takes a Wraithfire Blast. Maybe they can bring him down. Another Lucent Beam coming his way. It will cost him the Wraith King, and Not Today actually take a pretty successful team fight there. It will be a dieback for TC as he takes some Bear Entangles, and oh man, those Entangling Claws. RNGesus coming in now for Not Today, and that was kind of disastrous for the Dire side.
Yeah, they just committed far more than they needed to in that. I mean, yeah, they got the great chrono off, and that was excellent, but in the end, when they get doomed, when they get Primal Split, like, they can just try to disengage. They can try to just take what they got, but instead they force the issue further. They buy back when they could have, like, essentially right when the Lone Druid bought back and resummoned, that's when they could have just walked. But instead, they go in, they try to force the issue in full, and while there was a chance that they would pull ahead, it's not something their lineup's intended to do. They're meant to take late game, they're meant to just get those chrono picks and win the game without real contest because of their amazing scalability. But now they're giving NOT the finger hold in this one. They get the Vladimir's offering up on Smash. He's got an Invis Rune and he wants to use it.
Yeah, Masoku in the Roche pit here. He will Burrow Strike down, scouting it out, and we see some pings coming through. But I don't think they'll go for a Roshan attempt right this second. You're certainly right, though. It seems like the Doom was almost a non-factor in that fight as well. Nature's Prophet just stood his ground, kept commencing the auto attacks, and did a pretty sizable amount of damage. And why is my Skype crashing? Come on, Skype, what the hell? Oh, fucking cheese and crackers. Come on, Skype, you got to do more than that. Throw me a bone here. Oh my god.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Blaze, I don't know what's going on. My my Skype doesn't like you, apparently. I don't know what it is. We've been fine for the past few weeks, and back-to-back crashes in this game. So well, I guess we'll troubleshoot after this one's over and just make do for now. But anyway, it looks like Not Today will group up about the bottom lane. This Tier 1 tower taking some damage from the Bear, as Nyx Assassins will prepare to mount a defense. Smash going forward.
Oh, wow.
There's the clap, and Masoku blinks forward, but Chronosphere comes out. Doom has already been deployed, and Ush will take a tumble, it looks like. Best they can hope for is a deny. Doom will secure the kill, and Faceless Void gets picked off as well. Both of the cores of the Sneaky Nyx Assassins will fall. Not Today will at the very least get a Tier 1 tower out of this, and Luna does have a buyback. So does the Void, though I don't know that they want to burn it here for these Tier 2 towers.
That was just an impeccable initiation coming in from NOT. Getting the Doom and all that damage on Luna guaranteed her demise, and the Void got a good chrono off, but swapping out Masoku, like, even if they try to keep fighting that, the Epicenter comes out and they just get obliterated. It looks like Fluff will drop down the Obs ward, look for a way to turn it about, but even like dropping a Mystic Flare in the pit wouldn't do anything when the heroes are this clumped up.
Yeah, and gold lead still there for the Sneaky Nyx Assassins, about 5,000, but it's quickly closing, and experience graph is now in favor of Not Today. As you saw there, the Mystic Flare flies through, and it pretty much just tickles when split across 5 heroes, or 4 heroes, whatever it was. It will be a AC now coming into the inventory of Ewo, and the Bear, well, he will be able to pick up the Aegis as well. They will also take out the Dire's stack. Oh, Luna has worked so hard for this huge stack, and Not Today will just pick it up. And as we've mentioned, this is just a huge swing furthermore for Not Today.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't like, you know, the fullest it could be. He's farmed it up a couple of times throughout the game, but it is very frustrating to come back and see that he's not going to be able to just finish out the BKB outright based on that, as he would intend to. And actually, it's almost kind of dangerous for him to be walking around this territory. I guess they saw that aggressive Dire Observer ward in the Radiant Jungle. I saw a couple walking by, so they know they retreat, but Ush, he sees the loss. He's just going to glaive down this one single set, but it really is difficult for him here. Like, the Manta, the BKB, it's going to help a lot against Brewmaster and even the Lone Druid, dispelling the Entangling Claws with both active abilities. But
you
still,
can take off the claws with Manta? Are you positive about that?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. All right, cool. Just making sure. Ever since that whole halberd mishap the other day, I've been second guessing
halberd
myself.
was fixed actually. Like it was dispellable at one point, and then they said, okay, well that's just too easy. Manta's
and then they changed
way too good against it, and they.
I see. So most things are dispellable. It's like there are just certain things that were too broken, and they switched. I see. Good rule of thumb is assume it's dispellable by Manta, I guess, unless you know that it's one of the special cases.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Fair enough. And one thing is that Luna still is going to be suffering a lot if she gets doomed. Like obviously, that some targets are maybe even better to doom, like the Faceless Void pre-Chrono and the Skywrath Mage, if he doesn't get any of his abilities off. But if you just doom the Luna, the fact that she can't lifesteal during that, and of course taking a lot of damage, it could be just the easy focus target. It's going to make it difficult for her to hold her own.
Yeah, down in the top lane here, TC does get a tier 2 tower, but a fight will start to break out. Mihawk gets initiated upon by Way 2, and solo Chrono for the Vengeful Spirit. They won't be able to swap to save him, but Masoku comes in with the Epicenter online, doing a lot of damage here in the follow-up as Mihawk presses forward. Ush uses the Eclipse, but the Pandas are there and just chop him down. Masoku will connect with Mike off to the side, and the Sneaky Nyx Assassins not looking to be in great shape here. It's a 2-for-2 trade, but their tier 3 tower is down. They have a glyph, and, well, now they'll lose their Faceless Void. Fluff gets picked off around the backside by the Druid. That was sort of an awkward fight as multiple threads broke out, but the end is the same. Not Today come out ahead. The glyph comes out from the Dire side, and Void will buy back, but without a Chrono, he is just not so potent. Way 2 in the front lines. Does have a Reincarnate with his Armlet online. Will get taken down. Mike pressing forward, looking to finish off Masoku, but will be forced to time walk back. Smash will pursue, gets a crit under the tier 4s. Now an entangle onto Way 2. Oh my, Lanta Blades, RNG, this is here in full force. And now the Racks will be fair game as it's a full team wipe and then some. And Not Today looking like they might be able to take a win. Yes, today.
Nice. The team fights from NOT have just been impeccable. Really, every time they commit the Primal Split, they've been able to get something out of it. And it's just Smash with this Aghanim Scepter. Like, you can't do much against that. With all the damage that flies about, a good amount of disable too. And yeah, it's very difficult to have that level of control. The Chronos haven't really been on him, and if they have, he's been swapped. So it's a difficult position for SNA to go through. I think the big turning point was that mid-fight where they just committed so much as far as buybacks and diebacks, and they were only really able to inhibit Ewo's farm. And it turns out that Ewo isn't really the prime player here. Like, his aura, AC, the Maelstrom, it definitely enhances what he can bring to the team, but it's really this Brewmaster that's doing the most. Just with these Pandas, with the bonus of the Vengeance Aura, they can just absolutely obliterate half of SNA alone.
Yeah, and it seems like in these team fights, is every time a Luna gets off, the Luna gets off an Eclipse, it's just kind of mitigated. Like, it doesn't feel like it really hurts all that much in these team fights. I certainly didn't notice the damage in the last skirmish, as Not Today just kind of rolled over them, and they'll continue to stay aggressive as they press forward. There has been some item progression on both sides. Mihawk picked up a Shivas following that fight. Masoku now the Force Staff, but Nature's Prophet does have a BKB, so TC can commence the right clicks now and feel a little bit more safe doing it. There is a Yule's Scepter up on the Skywrath, and I think that's pretty much it. A BKB has been completed on Luna as well, though. It has the 10-second charge was used. Did he have it in that last fight? I want to say yes.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, he did, but at the same time, like, I don't really...
Yeah. Didn't really do that much. Last outer tower for Sneaky Nyx Assassins will fall, and well, boots of travel into the old Cardi there. Yep, Brewmaster has it, and he will pick up a Vlad's Offering, so it's just like Team Aura here, as TC will push the bottom lane. Big opportunity for Not Today. They have a 5v4, and the Sneaky Nyx Assassins will just look to delay, but the Bear going hard on the tower already. Mike hops forward, Chrono onto Ewo, and Ush does catch the split as well, but there's just not enough follow-up damage. Mike gets dropped right away. Ush gets off the Eclipse, but he'll go down as he gets swapped back. TC was forced to TP back to the fight. He'll get cleaned up. The Luna buys back. Tier 3 tower falls, and that's going to be it. GG, well played. The Sneaky Nyx Assassins tap out, and I think it's appropriately timed here, Blaze.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate, but just all their team fights were forced under the creep wave. So there's like 24 waves of creep, or sorry, 2 full waves of creeps. Taking some of the hits. You got 2 extra Pandas doing so. The lone Druid's Bear, which doesn't take that much magic damage, takes a few chunks of it. So the Eclipse doesn't make much of a difference. They always let NOT choose the fights after Smash got that early blink, and they just really didn't have an answer unless they could delay it to late game. And the end result is that they're unable to do so. That NOT are able to end it in 31 minutes time, and it was very pristine movement and ability usage from Smash that I think accomplished this to its fullest. Not sure if the lone druid pick really panned out for them in full, but got a couple of great roots, got some great crits, and like you said, some good RNG that really favored them for the easy kills and the relatively uncontested win.
Yep, and per usual, Smash living up to his reputation, 10-1 and 13 on that Brewmaster. It's not even just about the KDA and just his movements around the map. He was looking damn good that game, and really helped shift the tides and get the momentum going the way of I was going to say Team Smash. It took me a second there. Team Not Today. So that does wrap up our coverage, though, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us for Day 5 of Starladder Season 10 America coverage. I'm Zyori, and Blaze joined me for the duration of the cast today. Always a pleasure, my friend. We're both on Twitter at ZyoriTV, at BlazeCasting, and at Beyond the Summit to stay up to date with all things going on in the studio. There is no America tomorrow, but we'll be back on the Starladder EU schedule, and of course China and SEA are in full swing, so there is still plenty of Starladder for you to digest. We'll have a rebroadcast coming up next, and I think Blaze he's just going ham. I think you're casting something tonight, some SEA. Hopefully you'll get to sleep for a few hours, pal. Jeez.
Yeah, I'll take what I can get. Fueled by Dota, a little bit of adrenaline there, but I'm going to crash pretty soon.
Yeah, good stuff. So that's it for us today, guys. One shameless plug before we go. The In the Studio t-shirts are still available, teespring.com/inthestudio. Don't worry, I got you covered with a link, but yeah, if you want to pick one up, go at it. They're awesome looking, but that's it for us today, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for Starladder EU.